Both sets of flight data recorders from the midair collision near Washington, D.C. are now in custody of safety investigators.
More importantly, the investigative team says those devices appear to be intact, meaning they can extract data that could explain what was happening in both aircraft during those final moments. 67 people were killed when a Black Hawk helicopter crashed into an American Airlines passenger jet. The NTSB warned against drawing any conclusions at this point based on incomplete information.
Our job is to just come out with the probable cause, but then more importantly, make recommendations so that this type of tragedy never occurs again.
And the NTSB has brought in a Black Hawk helicopter expert to work on this investigation. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in studio with more. Sean.
You know, the so-called black boxes hold treasure troves of information about both the flight and the pilots. Now, older Black Hawk helicopters were stripped of devices that recorded what was happening in the cockpit. But this was a newer model, and in it, a combined flight data and real-time voice recording. The biggest news so far is that the Sikorsky Black Hawk helicopter that collided with that American Airlines passenger jet was equipped with a combined flight and voice data recorder.
I can tell you from a visual inspection, we saw no exterior damage that would indicate that it was compromised.
Coupled with the black boxes from the plane means investigators will know what was going on in both cockpits before the horrific accident. Pilot and aviation attorney Ron McCallum.
Any communication about observing conflicting traffic and also what they were doing in the cockpit in the final moments just before they were going to touchdown and the collision itself.
As the recovery work plied on in dreary, rainy weather, interviews of the air traffic controllers on duty at the time of the accident are underway.
If you listen to the transcript from the air traffic control, all he said was, do you have the visual on the CRJ? It wasn't specific enough when there were multiple aircraft in their field of view.
North Texas veteran Elizabeth McCormick, a decorated Black Hawk pilot, says not only was the chopper too high, but the air traffic controllers should have been clear in communicating with the helicopter crew.
In my experience flying, an air traffic controller would say, do you have the CRJ at 11 o'clock descending? Do you have the CRJ at 5 o'clock, ascending?
You had a helicopter that was, the Black Hawk was too high. It was above the 200 limit by double.
President Donald Trump not waiting on the NTSB, doubling down on the helicopter being above its 200-foot ceiling.
That is inappropriate pilot conduct on behalf of the Black Hawk crew. There could be any number of reasons why that happened, one of which could be what we know from air traffic control asking the Black Hawk crew if they would acknowledge and had seen the traffic, which they did.
The FAA today indefinitely restricting helicopters around Reagan National, where we've heard so much about the congested flight paths.
Imagine the Mixmaster, right? Imagine the Mixmaster at night. Now imagine all those different levels without the roads that you can see.
A Potomac River keeper, downriver from the accident, came across debris that you might not think twice about were it not for the tragedy in the air.
These are some of the sugar packets from the plane.
So right now, 2 investigative tracks to follow. What's revealed from the recording devices, that's going to be important, and what's learned in those interviews with air traffic controllers working Wednesday night when that helicopter in the American Eagle jet collided, taking 67 souls.
All right, Sean Rabb in studio. Thank you very much. Please stay with us. Our coverage of the deadly midair collision continues this hour with a live report from the D.C. area. We will be following this on air, online, on fox4news.com, and on our Fox Local app.